Hello, everybody. Today we're going to start the next chapter, Chapter 9. The title is Polar Coordinates and Complex Numbers. Let's first dig into polar coordinates. Don't forget to put the date over here. Actually, put the dates over here. So 9.1, the first lesson, is just an introduction to polar coordinates. And what I'm going to do is split 9.1 into 3 parts, so maybe we can understand it a little more clearly if we go step by step or little by little. So here we go. What are polar coordinates? Well, maybe if we compare it to rectangular coordinates that you already know, you get a better idea of what it is. So when we say x, y, and the reason we call them rectangular coordinates is because you go 2 directions, straight across or straight up and down, like a rectangle. So when we give you an x, y, you go x across, straight across, and then y up, straight up, vertically, horizontally, right? But in polar coordinates, we deal with angles. So this point here, we say, is r out from the pole, from the center, from 0, 0, right? Out. It's r out. Well, which direction? Right? Not across, not up and down, but now we give an angle. So we're going to give you 2 numbers. How far out and at what direction, what angle? Okay, so the axis is just one axis, right? Goes this way, and then we start here and we go around certain angle. And how big is that circle? Right? How far out do you go? That's the first number, the r number. Which, by the way, the r stands for radius. Theta is always represents an angle. So we're going around in a circle like this. Right? So let's see some examples. Where would 245 be? Okay, point A is at 245. Well, we go 2 out and then go around 45 degrees. Right? So here's where we start from. Here's my axis. Right? It's 2 out, but those 2 units that are out is at 45 degrees. Right? So if it was straight across, it'd be 1, 2, somewhere over here. And now we go 45 degrees. 2, 45 degrees. That's the way to do polar coordinates. Some more examples. Look at this one. Do you remember in previous chapters, our angle can be in radians, right? So whichever one you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with degrees, quickly turn it into degrees. Negative 1.5. How do you go negative 1.5? Well, let's do positive 1.5 first. Right? Where would positive 1.5 be? Well, it's at 120 degrees, so this is 90, so 120 would be about here. I didn't measure it, but I put 120, so you know this is 120. I put the number here, 120, right? And I go out 1, 2, not 2, just 1.5. So this point is 1.5 straight away from the center at 120 degree direction, right? But wait, I don't want positive 1.5, I want negative 1.5. Well, negative 1.5 would be the opposite direction, right? This would be positive 1.5, 120. Negative 1.5 would be the opposite direction. So draw a straight line and go the exact opposite direction. Positive 1.5, negative 1.5. So this is what we're looking for. This is point B, right here. Okay? Sorry, that didn't show up, huh? One more time, right? Positive 1.5, but we don't want that. We want negative 1.5. So the opposite direction. Positive 1.5, we went this way. So negative 1.5 must go this direction. Right? But we started with positive because at 120 degrees, that's positive. Negative would be straight opposite, straight away, straight from this point, go straight on the opposite side. Right? Look at this one. This one has a positive R, but a negative angle. So before I show you, what would that look like? Well, negative 30 means we don't go the positive direction this way, we go the negative direction this way. So negative 30 goes down, and then I need to go 3 units out. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So this point here is 3, negative 30 in polar coordinates. Okay? Now what I want to do is show you the grid. You know what the grid looks like for rectangular coordinates, right? You know what the grid looks like. It's just graph paper with little boxes. The polar coordinate grid, right? So if I want to graph these 2 points, P and Q, right? So this one is in radians, so I quickly change it into degrees. So this is 3 units out and 240 degrees, right? So the way we do the grid is we start here, and then this would be 1 unit out. Which direction? Any direction you like, that would be 1 unit out. Then equal distance would be 2 units out, 3 units out, 4 units out, etc., 5 units out, right? And you can start, the angle starts here, and you can start numbering them. This is 0, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So this is 5 units out at 0 degrees. This is 5 units out at 90 degrees. This is 5 units out at 180 degrees, etc., etc. So what do we want? We want 3 units out at 240 degrees. And then we want negative 3.5 units, 150 degrees. So, in class, I'll give you grids. So here's a grid. Now, do you remember labeling the circle, the angles, labeling the angles? 0, pi over 2, pi, right? So I want 4 pi over 3, which comes out to here, okay? But if you like degrees better, then you want 240. So if you look, this is 45, so each slice is 15, so 180 and 30 and 30 will get you to 240. So this is the angle we want right here, right? This is the angle we want right here. Now, how far out from the center do we want? We want 3 units. So here's the center. 1, 2, 3 units. That's it. I graphed that point. Let's graph Q. Let's graph Q. Q, let me get both of them in here. Q is at negative 3.5, 150. So where's 150? Right? 90, 105, 120, 135, 150. There it is, 150. This line right here is the angle 150. Now, if I go this direction, it's positive, right? So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3.5 is there. But I need to go the opposite direction because it's negative 3.5. So 1, 2, 3.5, right there. That's point Q. Yes? Well, I'll cover. Well, now you see the answers. But I was going to have you, I don't know why I put that up there. I guess I didn't have enough space here. Try plotting these 2 points, R and S. Okay, at least stare at it and see why R is there and S is there. If you don't see it, if you don't understand why R and S are there, how did I get R and S to be there? Just ask me next time I see you. Okay, that's it for part 1. Bye.